How's it going, guys? Electron Man. Well, we're back at it again, and here we are on my portable solar power bank, or solar power charger, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it a. Actually, it's more of a solar power auxiliary resource. Let's call it that. Anyway, I just did a video here a while back on a other solar battery charger, and basically I built one, or building them for to keep the batteries maintained on my cars. And you can just take a solar panel, and these most of them have a diode protection in it, and you can just hook it up. This is a 12-volt solar panel straight to the battery, and it'll charge it. But the problem with that is that it's not going to maintain it if you don't have some way to know when to go in the float, drain, etc. It's basically it'll cook the battery if you just left it hooked up for months on time. Well, the idea behind this is these is to leave these on and keep those batteries, especially like on my Ford Jubilee tractor. I could set this out there and let it just always keep a good trickle charge on it, so when I get on it, it's got a battery that's ready to go. Anyway, version 1 was the first time I did one of these, and I learned a few things on the first version, and I think I've made some big improvements on the second version. We'll kind of go over it. I didn't bore you with cutting out the 1x4 material. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a box. I made a 1x4. This time I added a wood structure down at the bottom side of it so that I could put the controller here. I got to thinking the other one I mounted on the side here, that if water did wick around, it could possibly get in it. This way, it's central. It's floating. I mean, unless you think about it, it would have to get underneath. I just don't see, as long as you have this faced down this direction, it's pretty much going to be impossible for that controller to get wet. And if I really wanted to make it 100%, it'd be real easy for me to go over and get a piece of plexiglass and just cut a piece of plexiglass and put it on here. I'll probably put the rubber molding on it. I don't even know if I'm going to put rubber molding. I don't think it needs it. But you can go ahead and put some of this seal tape here, lay a piece of plexiglass over it, and be done with it. And it would be totally watertight. But either way, I'm going to do a few more improvements, I think, on this one. This has become more of a more than just a battery charger. I think this is going to be a portable. Times who the weather, tornadoes, whatever, it might be a need to have something you can use to charge your cell phones and stuff. And I kind of set this one up that way. Of course, it's got two USB 5-volt charging ports built right into the controller. But the big difference is in this one and my first one is the controller. The first one was just some LED lights, and it really wasn't very informative. And I really liked this one here, and I'll put a link in it. But and they had a really bargain on it. I got this for under $10 on Amazon, which are regular about $20. But even at $20, I think it's a good score. But as you can see, it has a LCD display, and what it's doing is it's cycling through, and it actually gives you voltage of your battery connection, or the battery you're charging. It gives you voltage output of the solar panel. It gives you current of the solar panel. So it gives you a lot more good information, which even for a battery charger is a great thing, because I can hook it up to the car and see where the state of my battery is before I even start charging it. Another thing, which was brought up by one of my viewers, is I didn't have a way to isolate the solar panel from the controller when the solar, basically what they're talking about is, especially on bigger systems, you don't ever want to hook the solar panel up before you have the battery, because it needs to stabilize, the controller does. And if the controller has no way to output that input power that it's getting from the solar panel, it can actually burn up the controller. I don't think in the instance when you're dealing with a 10-watt panel that it's going to produce enough current that would hurt the solar controller, but it is a nice option to have, to go ahead and be able to turn the solar panel off. So I went ahead and added an on-off switch, which actually gives me the ability now to where I don't have to worry about the fact of it hurting the solar panel if I didn't have a battery hooked up to it. And the other thing is it gives me the ability to turn it off and on. So it's a good idea. And then he was right. I went and read the instructions again, and the controller really warns against hooking up the solar panel without some type of input or load for the controller. So I added a switch in there. Let me see what else I did different on this one. Obviously, you see I added this cross member here and put the controller in the middle, which, like I said, keeps it really isolated from getting wet in any way. Of course, here's what the final product looks like. As you can see, I've got a battery hooked up to it, so see, it's monitoring my battery on my float right now is 12.8, which that's basically a full charged battery. But if I had this out in the sun and turn it on, it would actually show me what the output is on this and how much current it was feeding into that battery. So, the big changes were the solar controller. Oh, and the other big changes is on the first one, when I'm using it right now actually to charge my car battery, but I realized that the little 6-foot cord I put on that is not long enough. It made it kind of awkward by the time you got it into the hook connected up to the battery and outside, that I really didn't have enough cable to like put it on the hood of the car. It was short, so I put like a 12-foot cable this time on the charge side of it to hook to the battery, so it makes it a little more portable as far as moving this in different places. You could even go like 25 foot on that, so that you could have it in your tent or whatever, and well, not have it in your tent, but well, I guess you could. Yeah, you could have the battery charge part going into your tent and have this out, somewhere where it's getting good sunlight. But anyway, adding a longer cable to the battery part of it, to the charge part, definitely was an addition. What else did I do different? I think that's about it. I mean, they're not very complicated, guys. I'll put all the links for it. I mean, basically, I cut 4 1x4s, built me a little square frame, put a 1x4 on the bottom there to mount my controller to, drilled a hole, mounted a switch. It's actually a 3-position switch, but I only needed a 2-position switch. But all I have is a 3-position switch on there, so added a switch to it. Obviously, standard inputs. This goes to your, as it shows, to your battery, which goes there, and this goes to your solar panel. These are really simple to make. I mean, I put this together probably with probably took about an hour. Especially being this is the second time I've done one. It was like an hour time to get this built, and the whole cost on this, I figure, even with the extra wire I had to buy, definitely under about $40, I think. That's everything, wires, even the clips to connect to the, clips to connect for the battery, and all of it was like right around $40. And for a little survival solar charger, I think it's super cool. I might even make a third one, just keep it in the trunk of my car or something. I was also thinking about on this one, maybe even my next Vision 3, is going ahead and drilling a hole and putting a cigarette lighter port there. And then you could hook it up to load, and then you could run you could basically switch. I could use this 3-position switch. The next switch would switch over to load, and then you'd be able to run the solar panel cigarette lighter straight to a load. So instead of running through a battery, it'd go through the load, and you could have yourself a little mobile cigarette lighter charger for your cell phone or whatever, or even a 12-volt one of those cigarette lighter USB ports to hook whatever you want up to. But anyway, I thought I might even do that to this one. It'd be real tempted to add it. The way it's built, it's super simple to go ahead and add to it later. You could even, you've got the load side too there, you could even add a fan, unlimited. But for my use, obviously this is going to be one good battery charger, and even with the switch now, guys. Anyway, hopefully I didn't go through that too fast, and I didn't want to get as detailed as I did last time. If you want to see a detailed construction of one of these, you gotta watch the first video. Basically, actually, I don't know if I want to put it back on this or not, guys. I mean, actually, if you look at it, what a cool way to, isn't that neat? I didn't even think about it until I was going to wrap it up and put it up to the side, and I thought, wow, I could store the wires in there. I kind of like having it in the back open. Gives you the ability to cool the wire up and stack it in there, so you got a nice little portable charger that you can easily throw in your trunk or whatever. And I mean, it's 10 watts. It'll definitely charge a computer, charge some cell phones. Not super fast, but 4 or 5 hours of good daylight, and you can definitely keep a computer going, etc. This is kind of a cool little rig for like a field day or something, QRP or something. If you're running a low watt QRP rig or something, this would be great to bring up to field day too for ham radio. And you're not limited to 10. I might, version 3, I might even get froggy and get to like a 30 watt. 30 watt would really, then you're probably talking, what, about 3 amps charge, something like that, pretty close to it. So 3 amps at 12 volts, that 3 amps run quite a bit. But this is like a half amp to maybe 3/4 of an amp is what this will do. But anyway, I'm rambling on now, guys. I just, got to thinking, I don't know if I want to put it back on or not. I kind of like it open this way because it gives me a great place to store this. Makes it really portable. Anyway, guys, have a great day out there. This is Electron Man. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you know when the next cool video is coming up. Have a great day.